Just like to share some insights about the book, Creating the Well-Living Workplace. What's its history and what's its benefits to you? And if I can go back to 1987, I was working in Uganda, Eastern Africa. And this is where the whole story of creating the well-living workplace actually unfolded. And I was stopped at a roadblock, which is a pile of rocks in the middle of the road, and a soldier came up to the window because that's what it meant. It was a stop check. And the soldier actually pointed the gun and put it through the window and touched the tip of my nose. And as my driver and I were conversing with this soldier, and I was doing my best to stay focused on what was going on, I started to think about, is the safety on? Is it safe for me here? And then I would start to take my finger and move the gun barrel away, and it would pop back in front of my nose, and I'd be answering the questions and looking at the gun and back and forth, back and forth. And then I noticed that it started to wobble. And I went, well, okay, what's going on now? And then I heard the laughter of the other soldiers behind the soldier who had just stuck the machine gun in the window. And this sort of went on, the wobble, me pushing it across, answering questions, going on back and forth, back and forth. And eventually, about 3 minutes later, my driver said, it's time to go. The soldier's letting us go. And I said, great. And out of the window, the machine gun goes. And so we're driving away. I'm looking in the side mirror, and I said to my driver, how old was that soldier? And he said, she was about 14 or 15. And I went, okay. I realized at that moment that I was in her workplace. I was, in a sense, visiting her. The reason that the gun was wobbling was because it was so heavy she couldn't hold it up, and the other soldiers noticed that and started to laugh. And she was attempting to save face, and we were in a meeting, a 3-minute meeting as it was, and that's when I realized. I said to myself, there's another way to be in this world so that young people or anyone of any age doesn't have to stick a machine gun up someone's nose. And I swore at that point in time that I would do whatever I could to shift that whole way of being in workplaces. And you remember soldiers and that are in their sort of workplace, and people who are in organizations, charitable, government, educational, they're in their workplaces, and there is conflict out there, and it's unfortunate. There are other organizations where things are going well, as there are countries where it's quite peaceful. Yet at the same time, I wanted to take a look at, well, how do I balance off, what's hindering and what's helping? And that led me to do a lot of research and writing and arithmetic and all the other kind of things. And I eventually ended up writing 3 books, one called Living Your Great Life, another Co-Creating the Well-Living World, and Creating the Well-Living Workplaces, which is what you see in front of you. And what the book was meant to do was give 139 insights into what it would be like to create the well-living workplace, to support the well-living workplace. And let me just share with you, a well-living workplace is a place of work where everyone lives and works well together. You do what you enjoy and enjoy what you do. And there are characteristics that go with that, which are evident in the book. And these insights are meant to spark your interest, to spark your thinking, and you can also use these insights with others that you work with, and it's to give you something to get you moving forward in such a way as that you are creating this place of work where people, you and those you work with, to work together, live and work together. And there's many ways in which you can use this book. Again, you can sort of pick it up and open it to a page and read the insight. You can open up a page and it says the well-living workplace is where, and then it has an action verb, and off it goes to make the statement. And so grab that action and put it into action. You can also use a little number chart, and you can go through and randomly select pages, or you can start at page 1 and go through to page 139 of the insights. Also, what's really fun is I put the all the different insights into the pages at the back of the book that you can photocopy, and then you can take a piece of paper and cut up those pages into strips, put them into what I call the Well Living Workplace mug. And what you can do is each day or each week draw one out, take it into a meeting or yourself. How might you act on it? So there's lots of ways in which you can interact with the book. But the key thing I'd share with you is that what's the outcome? Well, it's this notion of a place of work where people live and work well together. So that what happens is that there's a limiting of conflict. There is more engagement. People are retained because they're enjoying what's going on in their workplace. There are conversations going on that are involving people in this collaborative conversation. There are the ability to use your unique personal abilities, your talents and gifts in contribution to the organization and make contributions to society. There are lots of ways in which you can use the book to get these kind of outcomes. And then you can certainly go to the different kind of courses that are offered and certainly take the 15-minute consult, 20-minute consult that's available. I sometimes call it a discovery session that you can use to have a chat with me about what is the Well Living Workplace and where do you think you are at the moment and what you might do. And I certainly would share with you, I give lots of great ideas. I've worked in many different kinds of workplaces over the years in many different countries. So I have something to pull from, some lived experience I can share with you. So I leave it with you at that. I just wanted to introduce the book and give a little bit more of a personal account of the book in terms of where it came from and the benefits that you can draw from it, and also to encourage you to take the 15 to 20 minute discovery session and let's explore your well living workplace. So with that, take care and we'll see you at some point in time.